Hello, sir. Good evening.
मतलब क्या है that ST that is vast these plants give 70 basic
Hello.
nourishment to the
Hanji, sir. Good morning.
Good evening, Raj. Can you hear me?
Sir, did you check the requirements what I sent to you on WhatsApp?
Oh yeah, Raj, there were a lot of messages over there. Didn't understand which one you were talking about.
Any last three messages?
Last 3 messages.
Yeah, any last. I mean, like 2 or 3.
Mm, yeah, we'll be discussing these topics, Raj, which you have mentioned in the last message. Points 2 and 3.
Okay. We will
FTP,
discuss all
IST.
topics.
We will discuss these topics.
Okay, okay. And if we talk about the second last,
No, second last and that above that we won't be discussing all that. That's in an advanced course. That's in the course that I take separately, web application pen testing. In that we'll discuss this XSS, CSRF, injection attacks. It's for web application testing.
so you mean to say like in the second last, whatever like they are saying it will be in the advanced topic,
Yes,
or it is like senior security architecture, then
exactly.
developing and establishing security standards and processes.
Yeah, it's not available in CEH, but again, it's you can learn that in the advanced courses like web application pen testing and so.
Okay, so this advanced will cover the CISSP, SSCP, and
No,
CISM.
no, you're talking about the first message. I'm talking about the second last. In the first message, those are not covered even in advance. CISSP and all that, those are like more than 5 years experience job roles. So those will not be covered, Raj.
Okay, and like if I want to do like CISSP and all, then what I need to do?
You need to have at least 5 years experience in the cybersecurity domain first, and then you have to write the examination, CISSP examination. So again, unless and until you're a professional who can show that eligibility criteria of 5 years experience, you can't write that certification.
But if I can show fake experience, then is there any course that I
No,
can?
you again they have very tough verification and all. So again, if you show fake as well, you won't be able to pass the examination because it will be on the most practical real-time scenarios and all. So I myself haven't given CISSP until now. It's quite an advanced course and quite again rigorous is required for it.
Okay, okay, and
A lot of background
whatever.
noise from your end. Prakash, can you hear me? Am I audible? Raj,
Yes,
your
sir.
microphone is not fine. Please change the microphone. There's a lot of background disturbance. Hi, Prakash. Prakash, did you attend the demo session yesterday or is this your first session?
Today is the first session.
Oh, you have not attended the demo until now, right?
No.
Oh, just wait for 5 more minutes and then see if anyone else is joining. If not, we'll continue with the demo. Okay.
Sir, it means like if I like to do this CISSP, then I have to first clear this EC Council exam.
Definitely, you need to clear the CH examination first, have at least 5 years of experience in cybersecurity domain, and then plan on writing CISS.
Sir, actually, the first.
Raj, your microphone is very bad. Please change that because I can't hear you properly.
Is it?
There's a lot of distortion, some grumbling.
Sir, is it okay now?
Even now, it's the same, Raj.
It's same. Let me change the headphone. Give me few minutes.
Sure.
Sir, is it okay now?
Yeah, Raj. Now it seems a bit better compared to.
Okay, okay. Sir, I was asking like to do that, first I have to clear like EC Council exam, that is a CS exam.
Yes.
Okay, and the fees for that exam is like 90,000.
No, definitely not. It's around 500 US dollars, so that would amount to around 37,000 or so. The certification.
And I can get like 50% discount also.
No, who said that, Raj?
You sent in you told in the last class that you
Not
have like some
50%.
vouchers over.
I said 5% to 10%.
How much?
5 to 10%, Raj.
Okay. Mhm. And after this EC Council exam, I will be certified as a computer uh, security analyst.
Not as an analyst, but a computer security engineer. Like you're an ethical hacker or penetration tester.
Okay, okay. And then to become the analyst, what I need to do? If I do the advanced course, then again I have to do some certifications after the advanced course.
Not necessary actually. Okay, but if time permits, you can write a course from the analysis tools like Splunk. So those are quite cheap itself. So again, not mandatory, but it might be helpful.
Okay, that's like that is basically the security analysis tool.
Sorry, which tool?
That's Splunk that you told. It is basically the analysis tool.
Yeah, Splunk is a SIM tool, security instant and event management tool. It is used for security operations center analysis, SOC analysis.
Okay, and after doing that, it will that Splunk tool it will be covered in the advanced topic also, advanced course of the security.
We have basics of it covering in CEH. Okay, and then there's a separate advanced course as well, Splunk.
Okay, basically, can you please elaborate it? I'm confused with this. You know, EC Council then advanced course. What you will cover in the advanced course, and uh, what are the tools you will cover in the advanced course?
Raja, you can contact me separately for that because this demo is only on CEH. So if you want to talk about the advanced course, again, I've shared that document with you already. You have got that document from me once in the previous interaction. Okay, but again, these are the course contents for it. This is for the CEH part. Okay, and this is for the advanced course part. I've already shared this with you, if you remember.
Okay, when can I contact you, sir, to discuss again for these two things?
Again, you can contact me tomorrow, Raj, since it's already quite late
At, at,
today.
at what time? At what time?
Anytime in the afternoon,
10 a.m. is okay.
after 12 p.m.
Okay, okay, okay. I will call you after 12 p.m. Then give
Sure,
me like 3 to 4 minutes and elaborate me, like what we will cover in this CES and then what will be in the advanced.
sure, Raj. Okay, Prakash, are you there? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah, Prakash, can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, right. So let's get started with the session, Prakash, without any further ado. Before that, a quick formal introduction on my end. My name is Mohammed Shoaib. I'm a cybersecurity trainer certified from EC Council. EC Council is the leading organization for the certifications and training in cybersecurity. Okay. And our demo today is basically on Certified Ethical Hacking version 12. This is the foundational go-to course which you need to learn on if you're planning on getting into the domain of cybersecurity. Okay. This explains all the foundation and all the core necessary concepts required for it, such as the attack techniques and the defense techniques. Okay, and the various important tools that are used in the organizations for cybersecurity. Okay, so again, first things first, let me clarify this definition of hacking and ethical hacking for you. So basically, people confuse it and assume that this is one and the same term, but again, that's a misconception. So basically, when you talk about hacking, this is the procedure of trying to gain access to information systems. Okay, and these information systems could be anything. They could be as small as a mobile phone to as big as a web application server or a
Sir,
database.
maybe it is there is
Hello?
sir, maybe there is some issue with my network. Actually, your voice is not audible. It's breaking in between.
Oh, is it Prakash? Do you experience the same? Is my voice
No, no.
breaking?
Voice is clear for
Your
me.
voice.
Oh, Raj, I guess it's your
So
network
there
problem.
is something. Okay, then something wrong with my system. Okay.
Right. Sure. So yeah, coming back to this, as I was mentioning, it is the process of trying to gain access to information systems, and this is done without the permission or without the consent of the person owning those systems. So basically, if I were a hacker, I would try to gain access to your mobile phone or to your personal computer or to your whole network without even you having a clue about it. And once I get access to your devices, I can steal the data, destroy that data, or even sell that data to third-party vendors. Okay. And some hackers even do it just for the sake of fun. Okay. So they are so mischievous. So now, if hacking is such a malicious task or a criminalistic job, why do we have a course called ethical hacking? Is the second question. And what is it making it ethical? Ethical is something which is legal. How is hacking becoming legal? Okay. So when we talk about ethical hacking, this is the procedure of trying to find vulnerabilities. Okay. So you'll keep coming across this term vulnerability a lot throughout the course. Basically, to explain vulnerability in simple terms, it's a weakness or a flaw, or you could say a loophole as well in the security of that system. Okay. So using these weaknesses only, hackers try to exploit it and get access to your device. So your job as an ethical hacker would be to find these vulnerabilities and report it back to the organization. Okay. Again, all of this is done with the permission from the company. Okay. You work hand in hand with their company policies and rules and regulations. Okay. And once you report it back, the company will apply the patch for it. And once a patch is applied, that vulnerability gets removed. Okay. So thereby with ethical hacking, we're trying to increase the security of the organization by finding the weaknesses in the systems and reporting it back. And all of this is done with the permission and with the consent of the client. Okay. Now, depending on these two definitions, guys, we can categorize the types of hackers as well. There's someone known as a black hat hacker, there's someone known as a gray hat hacker, and then a white hat hacker. So when you talk about black hat hackers, these are cyber criminals who perform hacking for their own benefit. Then on the other end of the spectrum, we have someone called as a white hat hacker. These are ethical hackers or penetration testers who work for finding vulnerabilities and reporting it to increase the security of the whole infrastructure. And in between, they are freelance hackers called gray hat hackers. So they don't ask for permission initially, just like a black hat hacker. But once they find the vulnerability, they report it back to the organization. But there's a minor catch over here. They do it in return for a reward. Okay, that reward is called as bounty. That could be a financial reward, a reputational reward, or anything which benefits them. Okay, so in return for that bounty, in return for that recognition or financial aid, they try to find the vulnerabilities and report it back. Okay, so hence they are called as gray hat hackers. They don't ask for permission like a black hat, and when they find a vulnerability, they report it to the organization like a white hat. So a combination of properties. Okay. Now, up to this point, any questions or doubts, Prakash, before we proceed further?
No.
Right. Now, all these three hackers, whether you take black hat hacker, gray hat hacker, or a white hat hacker, they perform hacking and ethical hacking in a certain number of steps. Okay. These steps are collectively called as hacking cycle or cyber kill chain. Again, in an organization as well, when you're working for a client, they'll ask you, what is your hacking cycle or what procedure are you following? Okay. So basically, in any organization you take, whenever you perform the penetration testing, it is done in 5 simple steps. Okay. So the first step is called as information gathering. Some companies also refer to it as reconnaissance or footprinting. Second, it's known as scanning. It can also be called as enumeration. Third is gaining access. Fourth is maintaining access. And the last is reporting or clearing traces. Now, the reason why I've mentioned or in the last step is because that is where it makes the complete difference between a white hat hacker and a black hat hacker. Okay, if you are a white hat hacker, you perform the first 4 steps in the same order, and in the end, you report the vulnerabilities to the organization. If you're a black hat hacker, again, alternatively, you perform the first 4 steps again, and then you try to remove the evidences. Okay? You try to delete the log files, you try to remove your footprints so that you can be anonymous and you cannot be traced. And that, in simple words, is called as clearing traces. Okay. Now let's briefly discuss about each of these steps one by one, so you have a better idea on the whole course throughout. Okay. And in the end, I'll discuss the financial or the course duration topics as well. Okay. So firstly, we have information gathering. As the name itself suggests, this is the step where you try to do research on the company or your client. Okay. So you try to get information about the client from other third-party sources on the internet. and the client has no information about it throughout the whole process. Okay, so the first question is, what kind of information are we talking about over here? And this is the information that you need to practically search for whenever you're performing penetration testing for a client. First thing, you need to find the IP addresses or the range of IPs that are used by the target. Then you need to know the who's records, like who is hosting the website, when was it first hosted, when was it last updated, when will it expire, the DNS records, understanding what the DNS server contains for that organization. Okay. Then employee details like contact numbers, email addresses, fax numbers, usernames and passwords which got leaked on the internet, and then the domain names and the subdomains of the website, and the operating system, what OS are they using for their servers. Now, trust me or not, all this information is readily available on the internet that you can gather from. Okay, if I show you a very basic example, you can go to the browser and search for a website called DNS Dumpster. Again, a very popular website in the cybersecurity domain. As you can see, there's an input field over here. And in this, you can search for any company of your choice. So if I take wipro.com for the time being, and if I click on search, this gives me the DNS records for Wipro. So first it gives the geolocation, and then it says that Wipro has 4 DNS servers at the moment, and these are their exact IP addresses. So these IPs are very important for a hacker to proceed with the further steps. Okay. After that, there's MX record. This tells us what mail server are they using in that organization. So Wipro is using Outlook.com, and this is the server IP, the main identity of the server through which all the mails are being routed. And scroll down much further, you can see all the domains and the subdomains of Wipro and their exact IP addresses one by one. So these IPs are very important for hackers to perform scanning and further phases. Okay, scroll down even further, you can see the complete network topology. So this shows how Wipro servers are connected to one another. Okay, and this is again to have a mental image of all the endpoints that you have to test for when you want to test the security of Wipro's organization. Okay, so this is one minor example, Prakash. There's many other tons of websites through which we get the other parts of the information. Now, after this is done, then we go into the next phase, which is scanning. Okay, so basically scanning is where you get some extra information about the target actively. What I mean by actively is that you will contact the target server, you'll get the information from them directly. So again, the information is broken down into 3 parts. There's something called as network scanning, port scanning, and vulnerability scanning. In network scanning, you try to figure out on the target network, on the client organization, what all devices are active. So what servers are they using? What firewalls are they using? What IDS, IPS systems are they using? Intrusion detection systems, intrusion prevention systems. What routers are they using? What switches are they using? Trying to get a picture of how many devices are there and what all devices are active. Then after that, you try to perform port scanning, wherein that you try to figure out on those devices what ports are open, and on those open ports what services are running. Finally, you perform vulnerability scan to figure out on those services are there any weaknesses that you can attack on. Okay, so during this phase we'll be using a very important tool called Tenable Nessus. So I can just show you that. Just a second. Yeah, so this is the link for that tool, and again quite an expensive tool in real-time scenario. So it's around $4,000 or so, as you can see. Okay, and again we'll be using the same tool in our session. Sorry for that, lost the audio there. So throughout the course we'll be using this tool a lot, Nessus. Let me show you how this looks like. I already have this installed on my system. Just a second. So it's basically a web interface. It runs on your system on port 8834, and this is how Nessus looks like. So let me log in into my portal, and with Nessus you can perform these various types of scans. So you can perform a network scan, a port scan, a vulnerability scan, a malware scan, a web application scan. So this is an automated tool to find and scan for each and every weakness on the system. And once the scan is done, it shows you the weakness depending on the impact level. So there are 5 impact levels, which is critical, high, medium, low, and information based. The more the redder in color it seems, the more impactful it is and the more dangerous it is for the organization. So in a real-time scenario, no company should ever have critical vulnerabilities. If it does, attackers can remotely execute commands, or they can remotely crack the passwords and so on. So, okay. So again, critical vulnerability will be a huge risk for a company to face. Okay. So with this tool, we can understand how many critical vulnerabilities or how many normal vulnerabilities are there for any target website. Okay. Now after that comes the next phase, which is gaining access. And this is quite a lengthy. So during this phase, we'll actually learn how to attack the target system or attack all these different endpoints and get access to those devices. So let me list out the contents first. 1 second. Yeah. So here are the contents. Any questions or doubts up to this part, Prakash or Raj?
We know the IP address, and if we know the password, we can log into these servers.
Wait, Prakash, your voice is getting cut. Can you please repeat your question?
No, we know the server of the some Wipro, and if you know the password, we can log into the system.
Yeah, definitely. Why not? So if there's a, let's say if there's a random FTP server, a file transfer protocol server, and let's say if you from this vulnerability you got to know that that FTP service has a weak password that is being used. So you can give the username. You can try for a different set of usernames, random usernames like admin or user one or user two or whatever it be, and you can enter that password and check if it is actually working. Okay. So using this vulnerability scanner, you can it can tell you when a server or when any service is using weak passwords, or if it is having any other vulnerability through which you can execute commands remotely. So that is known as remote code execution vulnerability. So all those vulnerabilities are shown with this Nessus tool.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No.
So let me quickly list out the gaining access part. So this is the most crucial part, the most core important part of the course, trying to understand each and every endpoint. Okay. So again, we'll be talking about network security. We'll be talking about Windows security. We'll be talking about mobile security, cloud security, wireless device security, everything. Okay. So we'll be covering each and every endpoint in the gaining access part. So first we learn how to crack Windows passwords using system hacking. We'll learn all the malware attacks as well. Malwares are nothing but malicious software. So there's viruses, worms, Trojan, whatnot. So we'll practically learn how to create these malwares, how to defend our system from malwares, how to detect malwares, and all around a concept on malwares. Then there comes network pen testing, where we learn how we can hack or crack Wi-Fi passwords, how to get passwords and usernames of normal common services or servers like FTP, SNMP, SMTP, how to find vulnerabilities on them, weaknesses on them, and attack them. Then comes social engineering, where we learn how hackers create fake websites, okay, fake social media pages or fake bank account pages. So how to differentiate between an original one and a fake one? What are the properties to check for? Okay. And then web application attacks like SQL injection, cross-site scripting, broken authentication. These are quite popular. These can be used to get access to the backend databases or to execute unwanted actions on the website. Okay, and so and so. Then finally comes hacking Android phones, where we learn how we can attack an Android phone by using Trojan attack. Okay. Again, after gaining access is done, guys, we'll talk about maintaining access and reporting or clearing traces. So these two are very small concepts. It will be done in a day or two. Okay, if we just sit through. And again, in maintaining access, we try to see how to get admin privileges. So if you're logged into the target system with a Trojan or with any other malware, and if you don't have admin privileges, you can't perform many tasks. So in gaining access, we learn how to get that privilege escalation, how to get the admin user access account, and also how to maintain persistent connections. So if the user restarts the system also, you still need to be connected with the target. So that is known as maintaining communication. Okay. Then finally comes reporting or clearing traces, where I'll show you how you can generate a report and submit to the organization, or how hackers remove the important files. Okay, and what can we do to prevent that removal? Okay. Now, again, this does not contain the complete list of topics, guys. Here in this document, you do have that. Let me show you very quickly. Yeah. Oh, 1 second, guys. Oh yeah, here. So as you can see over here, guys, this is the complete course content. So before we dive into the advanced course and learn all these topics, we have a few introductory classes as well. We'll learn about networking concepts, what IP addresses are, what IPv4, IPv6 addresses are, what is subnet mask, what is DHCP server, what is DNS server, all that in the networking basics. And then we'll go with virtualization. I'll show you how to install a tool called VMware, and inside that VMware application, how to install virtual machines. So as you can see, I have a Windows 7 virtual machine over here. Similarly, we'll download an operating system called Kali Linux. This is a Debian flavored Linux OS. This comes pre-installed with all the pen testing tools, guys. So that is why we need to know how to install this Linux OS and what commands can we execute inside a Linux operating system. Okay. After these prerequisites are done, then we'll dive into the advanced concepts. Okay. So all these from footprinting to gaining access, maintaining access, all of them are the advanced concepts. Okay. Then there's a few bonus concepts as well, like cryptography, Internet of Things, cloud security, SOC analysis using Splunk. So these bonus topics are added so students have a broader approach to different job roles. Okay. And also develop their skill set on these different new tools. Okay. So the whole course duration, guys, is for 45 days. You have classes from Monday to Friday every day for 1 hour. It's like in a 20-40 ratio. You'll have first 15 minutes the theoretical part and the remaining 40 to 45 minutes the practical aspect of it. Okay. And every day the classes will be recorded. You'll be getting the recordings of the sessions just in case if you miss out on any class. Okay. So any questions, guys? Rajkumar or Prakash?
Shoaib, I'm working as application developer. Do I need to have any other skill set before learning this training?
Again, there are no prerequisites for the course, Prakash. Whatever are required, they are included in the course itself. So you need to know basically networking and Linux commands. So if you don't, anyhow, as I've mentioned, they are included in the course itself.
Once completing the course, and what kind of jobs I can apply?
Good question. So for that, let me show this a bit with a real-time perspective. So you can search for a website called jobs.null.co.in. So this is a website specifically only for cybersecurity jobs. Okay, in India again. So if you're a fresher completely, just click on the fresher tab, and this shows you what job roles you can apply for. So you can apply for SOC analysis or SOC analyst, or you can apply for pen tester job roles, or information security researcher, or security engineer, as well. So these are all the job roles available for freshers. Okay, this list keeps getting updated from time to time, guys. So when you click on any one of them, it shows you what are the requirements for the job, okay, and what job role you're applying for, again, what experience is required for it. Okay, is this clear, Prakash?
Yes.
Right. Again, we'll be starting a new batch, guys, from Monday onwards at the same time. So again, we might have demos on Saturday and Sunday. If time permits, please join that. Contact the institute and give you the link for that. In that, we'll see a lot more practicals actually. Okay. So I've kept the demo today very theoretical and very short and simple. Okay. If time permits, join the demo on Sunday or Saturday or whenever it is next, and we'll learn a bit more few practical concepts. Okay. So yeah, that's that, guys. Again, the course is priced at 8,000 rupees INR, and it's for 45 days, as I've mentioned already. So yeah, any other questions, Prakash?
No, nothing.
Right. So if you have any other technical queries or so, guys, here's the number. You can contact on this number. This is the number that I share with all the students. Personal number again over here. Okay. If you have any queries regarding the course payment or the course fees or course starting date, you can contact the institute for that. For any technical queries regarding the topics we have discussed, you can drop a message on this number. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, that's that, guys. Nothing further. I'll exit the session and I'll see
Thank
you
you.
soon. Again, guys, classes will become from Monday. On Monday, we'll have the first class regarding networking concepts. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Bye bye.